pedicab. Pedicabs. You ever taken one?
No, I've had a pedicure, though.
That's not the same thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
These are pedicabs. They've been on New York City streets about a decade now.
And I have missed them. They're hip, environmentally friendly, a good way to get around the city.
My name's John. I've been pedicabbing since 2004. I was living in Midtown Manhattan in the 90s, and that's when I first started noticing pedicabs in the street, but there was very, very few then. Maybe only, I think, 10 or 11 pedicabs in the city at that time. And they were all down in Soho, so you very rarely saw them. But then after a few years, I was talking to them, because I was a bike rider. I asked them how much they made, and they said, oh, we make a couple $100 a day. And I'm like, well, I have a hotel job, so if I could do this part-time to make some extra cash, and that's how I started it. And it wasn't as easy at first, because I just assumed you'd get hailed like a taxi, and it doesn't work that way. So you actually had to figure out how to sell the rides. That's probably the hardest part of the whole job, is selling a ride, getting the people on the bike. But then I, started getting successful at it, and back then there was about 300 pedicabs in the city, so it's not much competition. Cops didn't bother us at all. And then every year, a few more and more pedicabs started coming.
Hello, you on right, ma'am? Right, thanks, guys. You on right? Why not?
Hello, just over here.
Hi, family. Right, taxi.
Good.
Yeah, day morning, sir.
Yeah, she wants.
What is he doing? First time in New York? First time in New York?
First time in New York?
Yes.
Yeah, I like New York.
You like it?
I have been to New York 6 years ago.
6 years. Okay.
Yeah, this second.
This is second time.
Yeah.
So you've been here 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Have you been to China?
Yeah, I've been to Urumqi, Beijing.
Yeah.
It's very good. You know Hu Jintao?
Yeah.
Hu Jintao, my uncle.
New Yorkers pretty much don't like us, I think, as a general rule. They used to smile. They used to smile when they looked at us. Now they just, half of them say get away or they ignore us. So that's changed.
I've always thought in this city, people want pedicabs, and there's been discrimination against pedicab drivers from day one. I'm not sure why. It's one of these things that some of the newspapers have riled against. Public wants them, and why shouldn't they have them? I just don't understand that. But that's not to say there shouldn't be adequate protections.
Well, it actually started in regulation. When they tried to regulate, people were complaining that they didn't know it was going to cost $20 or $25, which was what we were charging. So they said, okay, we got to regulate this so at least people know. So they said we have to put a rate card on the side of the pedicab.
Jackson, introductory number 597A requires pedicab rates to be based on time calculated per minute per ride.
The only problem is the rate card everyone came up with was a very cryptic formula that looked like it was going to be very cheap, and it ended up being way more expensive, like $200 to $300 for a ride, when we were only charging $30, $40 for it. So that backfired, that regulation. And then we had a gentleman that was charged over $400 for a 10-minute ride for a couple from Texas who paid it, but then they called the DCA, which regulates us, and told them about that, and that hit the newspaper.
Guys, can we drive for you?
Horse and carriage, rickshaw, bicycle, almost free, including me. Sir, horse and carriage, the rickshaw.
Every entrance to the park, south of 72nd Street, probably has about 20 or 30 guys trying to hawk park tours. So, I mean, now you probably can't even walk into the park if you're on foot without probably being asked about 5 times if you want a park tour. You know, and a lot of people get a little tired of it. And some of the guys are very aggressive also. They'll walk with them for a while and hold the map, you know. And then, and some of them are very good salesmen, I have to admit.
The park tour used hard for the Angel, the TV show Friends, Dakota, Tavern Green, the Bowbridge, the Angel, the Ghostbusters. So you don't feel like walking for like 5 hours. We do the tour for about an hour through the whole park. So you see all of these places and you like it.
Oop. Here comes one of our friendly police, but he's not coming for us. The police issue is interesting. It's the difference between night and day. When I first started, they really didn't even look at us. And there were very few bikes back then too. And I don't think they knew what to make of us. And there was no laws. We weren't registered or regulated. So we were basically just like bike riders driving around. So I think it really started after one Christmas season. And they have all the cops out on the street at each, and a lot of the captains are out there.
Let me explain this to you so you understand. The city of New York has lots of people and everyone thinks differently, right? My boss wants me to write you guys lots of tickets, okay? So I have to do so. So when I see you do anything wrong whatsoever, I have to write you because I need to keep my job. I have to listen. But the judge doesn't agree. The judge thinks this is stupid. You understand? And the judge is the boss of everything. The judge says, crumbles it, and even if you're guilty, if the judge says you're not guilty because the judge thinks this is stupid, the judge has that power. You understand? The judge is not going to make you pay these prices. These are car prices.
It's the famous pink ticket or yellow ticket. So anytime someone says you got a ticket or he got a ticket, you always say pink or yellow. This is for moving violations. This is the kind of ticket that you have a car. You have to go to traffic court with the yellow. The pink is a criminal court. That's when you're parked somewhere you're not supposed to be, or if they just feel like giving you a ticket for harassment, which they do to meet their quota. So this, we just go to a community court and either do community service or it gets dismissed, we hope. But you don't pay this one. This one you pay. Although you can fight this and very rarely win, but you know. There's another park tour coming in there. See how happy they are. They look pretty happy. I gotta go try to get my own park tour now, so
Okay.
here I go.
Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Расскажи, Снегурочка, где была? Расскажи-ка, милая, как дела? За тобою бегала Дед Мороз.